is
What a legacy.
And he is on with us right now. The great Sabres Hall of Fame and number retired Ryan Miller. Millsy, we're just saying who had the better save? My stick save on Delmore or your stick save on Palmera?
I mean, as far as mad scrambles go, I think yours is pretty amazing.
Yours was more under control. Yes, you're right.
I mean, the more shocking thing was probably yours because, I mean, that was just completely wide open net, and the guy was just like, had to be just like, oh my God, wow.
Yeah, well,
Ryan, it is really good of you to join us on this very tough day for all of us here in Buffalo. But we're grateful. Marty just said it before the break, and I don't know if it could be said any better. How thankful, how lucky we all are to have experienced these last two banner raising ceremonies with RJ and yourself, and for you two to be able to connect that way. How do you think about Rick Jeanneret today, after especially some of the wonderful recent memories that we've all been able to share?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we all remember the voice, but I think those of us who got to know him as a person, it's not just the voice, it's the person. And it's probably the reason his voice is so memorable is there's such a realness behind it. It's real emotion, it's real connection, it's real love and friendship. And I think that's why things like that kind of convey. And yeah, this is tough. I mean, when you think back on, the time I get to spend with him and getting to know him, slowly at first, I would go up and there's times when I was hurt or, and I'd peek in and watch over the shoulder. I don't even think he realized I was, when Harry was up with him or anything, like just peeking over the shoulder, and just watching the way it would work and how much ease and fun they had with it, and how even that kind of transferred to the audience as well. It's like hockey's fun and we're watching, and Sabres games are a lot of fun, and they could be emotional and important and also just a game. I don't know, he wrapped it all up and all that, and man, that's, like I said, you remember the voice, but then you get to know him, and he's a just a sweet, caring person with a great sense of humor, and it was always great to spend time with him. And I was lucky I got to come back and see him, a couple times in the last year, and that was important to me to include him in my time coming back. So that was nice.
You obviously were a very passionate person, and I think RJ was a very passionate person as well. Do you think that alone kind of sets up the chemistry and the relationship between the two of you? I think of 05-06 and losing to Carolina, and RJ always remembering the time where he came down to the locker room after Game 7 and he shook your hand. He shook everybody's hand, but he talks he always talked very, very, very fondly of the time that he shook your hand and how you guys were emotional about it. Did that passion, those emotions, the foundation for that chemistry you guys had together?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it, right? Like, people probably think more like when you're announcing from the booth and you're a little bit removed from everything, but RJ was involved in quite a bit with the Sabres, and it was definitely that season and other seasons, it is that group effort, and RJ is a big part of Sabres hockey, obviously from the beginning, but he it meant a lot that he would take the time and come down and talk to all of us. And that was definitely a hard moment for everybody. And it was just nice to have somebody who's seen a lot and tell you, it's okay. We'll make another push, and it's all good.
Yeah. What would you want to tell others years down the road when they come into the arena and they see your banner near his, and what would you want people to know?
Well, just RJ was I don't know, more than the voice, I guess. Loved his voice. It just, it's such a background, sometimes foreground of what's going on the ice. But it was more than that. So not many people can accomplish that, and seemed to come naturally to him.
Man, it must have been something when he gave you one last Miller at your ceremony, huh?
Yeah, that meant a lot. It was cool to be just around everybody, the fans and all the people, but you know, to kind of step back for a moment and have him be a part of it was kind of the icing on top. And I know he cared so much about, you know, the hockey team, but it was more the day to day. You know, he was there a lot and checking on people, and he was there for everybody. And you know, it's too bad we couldn't be. You know, I couldn't be there a little bit more. Certainly, would love to, you know, just connect and be around that, you know, that personality more. But we will, you know, kind of forever remember. And we are fortunate that we can hear his voice, and that'll bring back the hockey memories. But we can also hear his voice, and we know who Rick was, and that's good.
Sure is. Ryan, thank you. It's a tough day, but it's really great to see you and hear your voice.
Yeah, I'm doing a 2-for-1 today. I just left my grandmother's memorial. When I got the news last night, it was a little trippy. You know, I'm back in Michigan with my family, and you know, it was nice though. Like, we've had some time to process that one, and it was more of a laugh about grandma. Some of her sisters are still alive and telling stories, and her kids, my mom, and so I'm thinking of it that way today. You know, I'm just sad to see him go, but certainly happy that he has such a big impact on everybody, and we can all smile knowing that you know, he got to be a part of his life. And I don't know. That's where I'm leaving it today.
Yeah, our condolences, as you know, to your family as well on your loss of your grandmother. And thank you again, Ryan. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thanks, guys. We'll talk in happier times.
Absolutely, we look forward to that. There's Ryan Miller, Sabres Hall of Famer, and just part of an incredible long list of guests today.